the invite link. That's all.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Mm,
Okay. Okay, I think we're live.
sure.
Hi.
Hi.
You look good.
You do too.
Hi. Is anyone out there? Like, I'm curious if we're actually live. Like, I'm gonna go look on LinkedIn. So,
Yeah. How can you tell?
oh, you think it's out?
I don't know
Okay.
how you do it or how
Hi,
this works.
everyone. No, I think we're live. So,
Okay.
wait, I'm just gonna double check just to make sure. And oh my God, no, we're live. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jason. How's the weather at home today?
Hang on a second. I'll tell you right now. It's like 51. It's so hot. So hot over
Oh,
here.
it's 52 here.
Yeah. That's in
And like,
Massachusetts. So you're in
well,
New
yeah,
York.
I
So
know. All
we're the
right,
same.
guys. Welcome to the 12 days of LinkedIn Live. And today I have the esteemed Jason Thomas here. Jason, how'd you wind up with two first names as your name?
I don't know, but it's definitely don't trust people with two first names.
Right?
That's my advice to you.
I don't trust you at all, but
I know you don't.
especially you can't trust a CIO. We're going to have so much fun today talking about CIO humor and the holidays and a bunch of other things. So, Jason, first off, tell us about you and what you do and your background and how we met.
Okay. So I am the CIO of Cole Scott Cassane. We're a defense litigation insurance defense firm in the state of Florida. I happen to work remotely out of Massachusetts, close to the city, Boston. Um, Stephanie and I met at Legal Tech
Yeah.
in 2017 or
Mm-mm,
2018.
18. Yeah.
2018. Yeah. So we did a panel together. That's when we first met. And then,
Yeah, it was a random panel for me. It
yeah,
was like on safeguarding your info. I felt like completely like the
yeah, it
wrong
was,
person to be.
I think it was their first attempt at like a cybersecurity panel of sorts. I think, they were early in the game and it was pretty good. They had folks from Darktrace, um, us, and then somebody from Verizon, and I think one other person. But yeah, that's where we
Yeah, that was when
first got to
I
know each
was
other.
in house. And Jason, you must have been so impressed with my knowledge that then we became friends and you actually recommended me to someone you knew. So it's funny, like
100%.
I always tell people you should say yes to speaking engagements because you never know who you're going to meet, even ones that they shouldn't cost you money unless it's really worthwhile. But I think it's very worthwhile in terms of like, this was like a tech conference, like for like CIOs and IT professionals for the most part. I mean, legal tech is like a lot of different things as well, but it wasn't necessarily like a place where I was, I don't know, like where you would see me versus like the Legal Marketing Association. So it was actually kind of good to.
Yeah, it's a good point. So yeah, your referral, the referral I made for you came this year actually. So that's
You
what,
never know, right? So
4 years
also,
later. Yeah.
we became LinkedIn friends
Yep.
right after that. So that's another tip is to connect with people on LinkedIn and follow them. Like I feel like I really know you because we were like connected on social media. We're connected on LinkedIn. Then we became connected on Twitter and on Instagram. And now we're married. And it's crazy. People don't know that about us. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Exactly. We know each other better if you actually didn't
I
ghost me every time I
know.
come to New York.
So
I know it's terrible. It's
I was
terrible.
supposed to see Jason 2 times. He actually got me invited to like some great parties, and then I couldn't go because of a
Professional events.
professional events. Yes,
Yeah.
I couldn't go because of work stuff. But the good news is, I think I told you I'm not working for that California client anymore, so I'm around in the latter part of the day. It was really kind of driving me nuts. So yay. Okay, so tell us about you. How did you get involved in like IT? Were you always like a computer person, or like how did you get in this career path and how did you go
Yeah.
into law firms?
So I would say it started pretty early on when computers and being in IT wasn't popular.
Did you
Some
have a
people
Commodore 64?
I did not. So here's what I had, which is even nerdier than ever. I mean, that's kind of cool, but some people are born with like a silver spoon in their mouth. I was born with like an IBM XT keyboard and mouse in my mouth. So it was like it wasn't actually PC that I started playing with when I was, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I learned how to code and do all this weird stuff. And
On your own?
again, yeah.
How did you teach yourself how to code?
Books.
Wow.
Reading is fundamental, folks. Yeah,
Reading
big
is
thing.
fundamental.
Yeah. So I used to rent books from the library. Between that and I would read a lot of Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. And then,
Yeah, I do. Nancy Drew's friends.
Yeah, so I am, confident enough to mention that I actually started with Nancy Drew's books.
That's totally fine. Do you drink Cosmopolitans also?
No, I don't drink Cosmos. But yes, I read the whole series along with all the Hardy Boys series, and then I think they had a combo series of some sorts at some point.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, and then got into reading, and then got into computers, programming, whatever it is, and kind of went from there and took a weird course.
What was your major in college?
Pre-med.
Huh. What happened?
It sucked. So after the first semester, I changed to computer science. But even computer science, I'm not a big. I can code, but I'm not excited about it. So, and at the time there was no true IT management networking degree. So I finally graduated. I ended up with a degree in finance. Yeah.
And then what? Like, how'd you get into law firms?
I started once I graduated. I had moved to Massachusetts from Florida by then because I wanted to get out of Florida. And then I actually got a job off of Craigslist, and I worked at that. Yeah, it's crazy.
What exactly were you doing?
Yeah. So I worked for a managed service provider. So I worked for a consulting firm. Craigslist was a thing back then. So I applied for the job, and I got the job. And years later, it's funny. Come to find out, they tell me later on, they're like, "Well, if you want to know, it was between you and some other guy, and your English was a little better than his, so we picked you over him." I was like, "Oh wow, that makes me feel really good."
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All you need to know is mastery of English.
Yeah. All right, great. But I stayed at that same company for 13 years. So.
Oh wow.
After that, got this opportunity here at CSK. It'll be 6 years in January, and that's how I ended up in legal. And I promised or swore to myself that I would never work for a law firm. But here we are.
I know. And it's good. So, Jason, I am guilty of not restarting my computer every day, much to the chagrin of every IT professional out there. So what I want to talk about is, okay, number one, IT people know. They see you when you're sleeping. They know when you're awake. They know if you've been bad or good. So good.
We have logs. Right? We have logs for that. Yeah.
Here's what I want to say. Like, they'll say, okay, well, your computer's like, I'll call them, oh my God, my computer doesn't work. What do I do? And then they say, when was the last time you restarted, Stephanie? And I'll say, yesterday. And then they'll be like, no, you didn't. It was 2 weeks ago.
It's the first thing we check.
Restart. Yeah. So how do you know that everyone's lying? And why does restarting really, why is that the answer to all the problems?
I'll tell you a little secret. So usually when people, we have a way to check, but we just call you a bluff. We're just like, no, you didn't. No, yeah, we're just like, no, that didn't happen. Yeah, if I have to, 9.5 times out of 10, I can be pretty that's a safe bet for me that you did not restart. So I'm gonna say, no, you didn't. You didn't restart for 2 weeks, and then there's an argument that ensues. Yes, I did. No, I was like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I've gotten in that argument.
And then you go and like, whatever, a week and a half. And so restarting a computer is kind of like, how can I say it? It's just a little nap for the computer. You just need to, re-energize.
It's like
And
napping,
then
and then you wake up and you feel good. And if you
it's a
don't,
power nap. You know what? It's a power
power
nap.
nap.
That's
Okay.
what it is for the computer.
And not restarting means like you're operating on a 3-day bender and you're like having no dose and it's a mess, right?
Yeah, and everyone has a different definition of restarting. It's not closing the lid on your laptop or
No.
logging out. It's actually going in, this, shut down, restart. You have to do all those steps. And if you do that
Okay.
step, that's not a real restart. And that's how we know you're lying.
You heard it
Oh, maybe
here
there's nothing.
first.
Mhm.
Restart. I run out of memory all the time because I'm the person that has like 18 tabs open on my computer,
Mm.
which is also so bad. So yeah.
Chrome's the worst. Yeah, Chrome's bad. I mean, but we all keep a lot of tabs open and
Yeah, it's
maybe
bad. It's
something
like
like
I
that.
wish I like what was that meme you post like I feel like you posted something about like if we could only close the tabs in our mind the same way we can close the tabs on the screen. So I love that.
Ooh,
Okay,
was that? No, that wasn't me, but
was
I'm
it
using that
you?
for tomorrow. That's good.
It's a good one.
I'll attribute it to you. How about that?
It's not I saw it somewhere, but it's a
All
good
right.
one. Okay,
That's a good one.
it's a good one. Like we could close the tabs in our head like we close the tabs on our computer.
Yeah.
Well, I never close the tabs in my computer or my head, so it's bad. Jason, tell us about like okay, so you post more than most people on social, not more than me, but you post more and I love what you post and you post a lot of like inspirational things and funny things. I want to talk a little bit about when did you start posting on social media? How did you become comfortable doing it? And what advice do you have for other people who are also wanting to do the same thing?
I think I want to say, I'm pretty sure I started this around the pandemic, 2020, when at the height of the pandemic. I want to do something a little different. Some, people are home, don't know what to do,
Yeah.
or bored, or who knows. And I said, you know what? I do a lot of, like I said, a lot of reading. I'm not going to post anything from the Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys, although there could be a lot of stuff, good stuff in there. Who
There
knows?
might be something there.
We need to bring that back. Um, so I commit. It's all about creating habits, and I think around the time also around there, I had read Atomic Habits from James Clear.
Oh,
Yep.
that's on my list.
It's awesome. So uh,
Atomic Habits. Okay.
one of the best books you'll ever read, I think, personally, or at least in my collection of books or recommendations. And it's just about creating like just one small habit. Like if you want to, if you want to, like I want to run a mile a day. You don't necessarily, you don't want to start with I want to run a mile a day. It's let's start with like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at 6, and then I'm just gonna put my shoes on
Mhm.
every day at 6:15, and then you go from there. You create, incremental habits. So I just said I'm just gonna do one post a day, no matter what it is, as long as I'm good with it, I like it. Every day, every morning, just one thing a day, whether it's good, bad, no matter how people react to it. I'm just That's my commitment. So now coming on, it's been 2 years, well, 1.5, 2 years now where I've been doing that. So
Do you repurpose your content?
depending on your definition of repursing, no. So all I do right now
You
is because
should.
my content is very short though. It's not like yours where you could do a lot of repurposing. Well, I could probably figure out a way.
Oh no,
Yeah.
100%. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
What did you have for breakfast yesterday?
Yeah. So I don't eat breakfast. A
Okay.
horrible habit, horrible thing to do, but I just drink coffee in the morning.
Okay, it's not bad, but my where I was going with this was that you likely couldn't tell me what you ate for breakfast, which is actually true because you didn't eat breakfast. But let's just pretend like what I was trying to say was most people don't remember what they ate for breakfast the
Hmm.
day before, let alone what Jason Thomas posted on social media a week before, or a day before, or 6 months before. So you don't even have to like change up the post. Like you could post it as is. So I would just say like try some of your top performing posts, Jason, and repost them. If you're not keeping a content calendar yet, you should. You can get a download of all your posts from LinkedIn and download it into an Excel spreadsheet like 4 times a year, and then like kind of sort through and put them into different, I call buckets, like content pillars. And then you'd have content from date for days. Don't assume everybody sees all of your posts. Haven't you been reading my posts? You should
I follow
repost.
your posts. I know, but it doesn't just because I read them doesn't mean I follow through.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
there's tools for that on Twitter. I do have a tool on Twitter that auto retweets um based on certain criteria. I forget what I always forget the name of it, but yeah. So based on top performing posts or whatever it is, there is an auto retweet function on that set. I wish there was something like LinkedIn where you could kind of monitor what your best stuff was and you can repost or whatever it is.
There is a tool. It's called Shield. And everyone out there should
Shield.
think about Shield. It really gives you a lot of analytics and tells you like how your posts were, but it won't like repost on your behalf. I mean, there are tools that will do that for you. We could talk about that at another time, but I love this. But what I really wanted to say also, there's a dog on my shirt today. Surprise, surprise. So I really feel like you have such good content. So tell me where you get the inspiration for your content that you post. And the
Um,
ideas, and when do you write it?
most of my reading, I think, is done either via books or Twitter, or I subscribe. There's a bunch of podcasts that I just subscribed to Steve Bartlett's podcast. Diary of a CEO, awesome. A lot of good insight last night. Adam Grant, um, Jay Shetty, like these are a lot of good ones, and then a lot of Twitter personalities that I follow. Most of the stuff or ideas I come up with are late at night, I would say between 12 and midnight or something like that. And then whether it's reposting what their thoughts or adding a comment to that, and I usually post in the morning between 5 and 9. I think is a good time to do it. Usually, it
It
just
is.
depends on the platform. Or
Yes, it
uh,
is. The best time to post on
yeah.
LinkedIn is the morning. What was your highest rated social media post?
From what I can tell, which is hilarious, is my highest rated social media post was my Thanksgiving Day fried turkey post. I
Which
think it
was,
was
for
just
those of you who don't know, Jason took a picture of himself frying a turkey.
yeah. So, which was kind of funny and disappointing and
Why? It's
hilarious.
disappointing.
Well, you know, you well, it it kind of shows you a lot of things. It's like, yes, while people love certain types of content, I think people like, at the end of the day, they just want real, right? So it's Thanksgiving Day, or I think I posted day after Thanksgiving, is just me holding a picture of a turkey I just fried. And yeah, I mean, that the engagement on that one was unbelievable. It was really good. I just put in the
Great. Jason,
actually I'll
what
put in the
are your
comments.
rules? Like if somebody requests you on LinkedIn as the CIO, you must get a ton of salesy messages and spam and all that stuff. Like how do you know, like what's your criteria for accepting a connection request or not?
I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I just accept everything so I can make the notification go away. I'm not saying it's the best best
No,
strategy or
it's
the
not.
greatest.
That's the
No,
worst strategy ever. You
I
can
didn't say I was here to be the
you know
social
how
media
you can
LinkedIn
make
strategy
okay,
guy, but
you can make the notification
I know
go
you can hit
away
the X,
by
but I feel guilty.
ignoring the person,
Feel guilty for
FYI.
clicking the X. Yeah, I'll get better about it.
Okay, alrighty then. That's interesting. All right, for social media advice, don't ask Jason. You can ask me, but whatever you're
Yeah, ask
doing,
Stephanie. That's a Stephanie question. That's not me. Like,
whatever you've
listen, I'm
been
like,
doing has been
what I
working.
can do, yeah, whatever I can do, make all the notifications and all the messages go away. That's what I do.
So I'm going to disagree with you politely on that because
You
that's where you
should.
find out where people get new jobs. The notification section actually enables people to subscribe to you. So people can click the bell on my profile, your profile, someone else's profile and get a notification when that person posts a new update. So I always tell people subscribe to me. It's essentially like making sure that people see your content whenever you post. So that's why I like that. So again, don't listen to Jason. One thing you can do is shut the notifications off to go to your email so that they're just in LinkedIn. And if your computer has an annoying sound, shut the sound off. That's
Yeah.
my IT advice.
maybe that's my problem is I also get the notifications to email, so I'm
The
getting double
notifications can drive
notification.
you nuts, like, especially,
Yeah.
like, in Outlook where it pops up on your screen and you're in the middle of doing something and then, yeah, it's bad. Jason, what's, like, top of mind for you as a CIO in 2023? Like, what do you think are the big issues? Is it privacy? Is it, um, end of life?
Security
I
is
just wanted
number
to say end of
one.
life.
End of life is great. I still like that term. So we still have one more thing we have to end of life that's kind of legacy or practice management solution. So yes, the end of life is a great way to put it because it really puts the emphasis on we have to get rid of
Like,
this thing.
"Sorry, guys, we gotta do it." It's
Yeah, it's
like,
got to die. Yeah, it's got to die.
dying.
So practice management solution, and we're looking at a new learning management solution, which I think law firms are finally catching up with, or some have been great about it, but LMS is a key focus for us. We're putting in an enterprise search engine next year as well. So it
What does that do for a firm?
think of it as the Google of your law firm. So any search term, anything you put in, it searches every single one of our platforms.
Wait, so enterprise search means, like, if I search, like, the I manage, I could search not only I manage, but I could search, like,
Yeah.
what? Like a research tool I have
So
or
so so yeah. So basically, any tool that you want to connect it to, you could say, okay, here's your portal. What do you want to look for? I want to look for this. Let's say reptile theory is really going really popular right now. I don't even know what it means. But anyways, reptile theory. It will search I manage. It will search your PMS solution. It will search your network shares. It will search your timekeeping solution. It will search pretty much every single thing that you attach it to and come back with, you know, optimized hits. So it
that's
is literally
cool.
the Google for your enterprise or your environment.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got a few rapid fire questions for you. I
Okay.
mean, well, they're not super rapid, but, do you
Blue.
no, that wasn't even no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry. All right.
So,
Go.
what's been the, like, some keys to success in building your own personal brand, and what advice would you give other people on building their personal brand?
Everybody needs a personal brand. Number one, it doesn't matter. It's not about look, you don't have to be a influencer, social media presence, whatever, but you need to build a brand for yourself. That's what you're doing every day, realistically, right? So they need employees, coworkers need to feel like they're confident in your abilities. But so yeah, you're always brand building. So how it is you want to do that, whether you want to go out social, whether it's internally, um, build your own brand. And you don't want to because when time gets tough, or when people need answers, or allegedly next year it's going to be a downturn. I don't know. You want to be in the forefront or in the mind of people.
Yeah,
So
and also you speak at conferences also, and that's been,
yeah.
like, a good part of building your brand. Any advice for people who want to get a speaking engagement or, like, get more active on the speaking circuit?
If we're just talking to legal, I'm assuming right now, or
Yeah,
maybe
pretty
not.
much. I mean, other people in
Yeah.
other industries follow me, but I think it's advice that other people, in
Yeah,
other
so
industries.
find the conferences in your vertical in your industry, and they've always have openings for speakers or whatever they call them. Whether it's in legal, it's ILTA has always got their openings. Legal Tech, Legal Sec, Clock, um, ALM. There's just a bunch of them.
Yeah,
So put stuff
ALA,
out there.
ALM,
ALA, yeah.
MMA, yeah.
There's a bunch of options out there. They're always looking. It's not like they're just, filled up with, this whole panel of speakers where they just don't need anybody.
I
They're
agree.
always looking. They're
If
always
you
looking.
don't ask, you don't get them. I mean, like, I'll
Mhm.
tell you, like, a lot of things do come to me, but a lot of things, like, I put myself forward for my friends out there who are service providers, like I found like I was getting asked to speak a lot more when I was in-house. So buddy up with an in-house person, and then you have like some instant credibility, because sometimes like, if you don't sponsor a conference as a service provider, they don't want to give you a spot. Just depends. But if you're good at what you do, you will get a speaking slot. I have had luck. And then guys, if you can't, start your own. I do my own webinars all the time, because why am I waiting for other people to invite me to speak at their organizations? I could just start my own or have my own conference. So lots of good stuff. Okay. So Jason, where are you spending the holidays this year?
My parents in South Florida.
Okay. When are you going? Did you buy your ticket? I hope
Yeah,
so.
I'm not a big fan of traveling for the holidays.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that's just how it goes. For me, here's my best piece of advice, and people hate this, but if you're gonna travel on the day of the holiday.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that, but if you don't travel for Christmas, travel on Christmas Day,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day, New
Are
Year's
you
Day.
traveling on Christmas?
No, I was
Oh.
no, I cannot. I have to get there by Christmas Eve. So I am traveling on Christmas Eve. It's the worst time to go, but we
Wait.
got a good deal on tickets.
Ooh,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, everyone's gonna be in South Florida, so it's gonna be fun.
Are you gonna be in
So,
South Florida, Stephanie?
no, I am
Okay.
not. I'm gonna
Okay.
be in Westchester, New York. So,
Okay.
my brother and my sister-in-law live there, and then I'll be in New Jersey. So I'll be doing the New York, New Jersey tri-state area situation.
Love it.
Um, okay, Jason, do you have kids?
I do. My
How
son's
many
12.
kids?
My daughter's 10.
You do?
12 and 10.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you maneuver that Santa's going to be going down? For those of you who still believe in Santa, cover your ears right now.
No, they get over that stuff at
Okay.
like before 10 and stuff like that. Like even like
Oh,
Elf
okay.
on
So
the
there's no
Shelf.
Santa.
Elf on the Shelf died last year.
Oh my God. Elf on a Shelf. People are so creative with Elf on a Shelf. I'd love to hear what people do with their Elf on a Shelf. Keep it G rated.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Jason, we didn't have Elf on a Shelf when we were kids. Like now,
Nope.
all of a sudden, people have Elf on a Shelf. Do you want to know how I found out there was no Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Such a good story. I feel like I was 7 or 8. I was young.
That's
And
around the time you find out everything is like garbage, like
and the whole
nothing's real.
world, and you're
Yeah.
decaying every day
Yeah.
that you're
No,
alive.
there's no magic
You're
left
gonna
in the
die
world.
soon. Okay, so we're gonna take this to a happy place. Here's how I found out. My mom, like your school would, you could buy wrapping paper and like things from the school drive. So my mom bought wrapping paper from me, and then she wrapped the presents from Santa in the same darn wrapping paper. And when she wrote the name, it was in my mother's handwriting. Come on. And I was like, Mom. And she was like, go ask your father. And then my dad was like
Go ask
so
your
upset
father.
that my mom had ruined
Aw.
it by using the wrapping paper that she bought. I was clever though. I knew. When did you realize there was no Santa? Or if you still believe in Santa, there's a Santa.
I don't even I don't remember. It's
Okay.
been so long. Like,
What's
but yeah, I would guess it's so it happens somewhere between like 7 and 9, somewhere around there. Yeah.
If anyone else still believes in Santa, I'm sorry. We just
Yeah,
ruined
let
it
us
for you.
know. Our bad.
Yeah. What's the best Christmas present you ever got?
Oh, that is good because my love language is gifting. So, but I think it's more of a giving thing than a getting. But even
Yeah, I
still,
love
I'm happy with a
giving.
yeah, yeah. The getting part is cool, but best one. Oh, Stephanie.
Do you want me? I'll inspire you. I'll tell you mine.
Go. Yeah,
Cabbage Patch Kid that my grandma almost got trampled on to get it back in the day. I still remember her name.
that's
Dulcie Lara was her name.
that's actually that required a lot of effort
Oh my
to
God, my
make that
grandma
happen. Yeah.
clearly made it with like her life from the
No,
store.
that's really
But
sweet. No, that's really sweet.
yeah. All right,
Um,
Jason, what about you?
um, it's typical stuff. I think you know what? I'll say this. I think a couple years ago, I got a new grill. So I love to cook.
Yeah,
And grill and stuff like this. That was really that was
that's
nice. It was nice
that's
after
sweet.
so many years of having a charcoal one and the other one, and it got old and whatever. And getting a new one is nice. So that
That
I
is
use it the
nice.
most. Yeah,
So
I use
you're
it
a
the
cook.
most of everything.
I didn't know
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
a cook.
So
What's
check
your
this out.
okay?
Yeah, good question. This year, guess what I'm getting? Well, Guess what I bought myself to get from my kids?
What?
A pasta maker.
That's awesome. That's a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
gift.
yeah. I've never made pasta from scratch. I
Oh,
make everything else from
okay.
scratch.
I can give you the resident Italian over here. I can give
Yeah,
you
of
some
course,
tips.
100%.
So
Send me that stuff. But yeah,
I
that'll be
love
my.
that.
Mhm.
What is um what is your favorite holiday memory?
You know, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I think there's no one particular memory. It's just waking up Christmas morning, which is my favorite holiday, in PJs or whatever it is, and just not having to do anything
Yeah.
all day.
Can you tell it's my favorite too? Can you see my house? It's a little.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about like the
I
situation
had
with the
all
turn.
of this
Yeah,
up November 1st.
isn't that
Yeah.
against the rules or something?
There
Like
are no
what's going
rules
on here?
anymore. We make our own rules.
White before and after Labor Day. That's all good.
Kind of. You kind of can
Yeah,
do your own thing. I put my tree up early this year. I got a pre-lit fake tree
I'm
because
actually really surprised you got a fake tree.
yeah, me
I take
too.
you
But
for a real tree.
okay, I was, and then I can't deal with the pine cones anymore. Anybody else out there artificial tree or real tree? Here's the biggest issue why I did it. I always screwed up the lights. I did I started at the top and I had the wrong side. So when I got to the bottom, I couldn't plug it in because it had the other, the innie, not the outie. And
Yeah.
so I'm done with that. So this is a pre-lit tree from Balsam Hill or Balsam something. And I never have to worry about that. 3 pieces. Now it's not as nice as a full big tray, but it works just fine.
Here's what you do. Is the way you pull it off. You stick a bunch of those real pine cones underneath it, and you light the candles, and it seems like it's real.
And you've
Also,
got, yeah.
I see or hear some kind of entrepreneurial option or opportunity here. Simply wrapping trees with lights. I think this could be a big business. Personally,
I think so too. I
could be.
have
Could be.
a
At least
couple of
Stephanie's house.
really yeah, a couple of really good ideas. Like somebody comes, sets up the tree, does all the lights, puts the ornaments on. I'm sure it exists in some
Dude, it's got
markets,
to be a
but
thing. Yeah.
I think that there's a thing. And then also with podcasting, I was saying to you earlier, it's just such a hassle to deal with all the logistics for a podcast. And I wish that there was more of a option to have a company out there that does everything from start to finish. And maybe there is. I would love to know that's not super crazy expensive. So if anyone has any recommendations for that, I'd love to hear. So, Jason, what's on your resolution list?
I don't do resolutions.
I don't do them either. I'm
Yeah.
constantly improving myself.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just,
What about goals? Goals for 2023.
it's pretty much anything that I'm already doing now. If I can improve it incrementally, I'll do it. So this year it was something like, I'm gonna try and read 2 books a month. Um, I'm not gonna get to 3 next year for sure.
Yeah.
It's just not
How do you
real.
make the
But
time to read them? When do you read them?
so one of the things that I do is I buy the audiobook, but I also buy the physical book at the same. And so I switch between audio and physical. So if I'm going on a run, I'll do the audio. But if I'm at home and pick and choose between watching TV or Netflix or whatever it is, and nothing wrong with all that. Look, I got my own series I love to watch. But if I'm just laying in bed, I'll pull out the book. I'll know where I stopped on the audio side and pick up on the physical side, and then I do back and forth, and that works for me really well.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, that's great. So that's okay. So reading, so your goals. You're saying you're not going to be able to get to 3 books. Do you have any others?
Keep doing what I'm doing. I think is a good goal. Consistency, discipline,
Yeah.
I think is good. Any other goals? Listen, I'm getting the pasta maker this year, so I do want to at least try it once or twice. Try different kind
Love
of
it.
pastas, right? So
Oh my God, you're going to be so good at that. I love it.
yeah,
Um,
I don't leave it like
any book,
that.
Jason, any book recommendations besides you said Atomic Habits?
Yes, Atomic Habits. Just finished reading Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown.
Oh, I love
Uh,
her.
so good. It was really good.
Okay.
Hang on. I'll pull up my app
You'll
here.
pull up your, oh, is
Yeah.
that, yeah, the app with all the things.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
while you're looking at your phone, what are your favorite apps?
let's see. Uber.
Yeah.
Uber, LinkedIn. Let's see. I'll give you more interesting ones. So Notion. If you've never used or tried the Notion app, it is one of the best all-in-one organization tools that you'll
Hmm,
ever try in your life. Notion. It's
I
fabulous.
need an organization tool.
Yeah, Notion is awesome. It does everything for you. Amazon. Let's see. I'll tell you some of my favorites here. Notion this year, I think, has been my favorite.
Okay.
For
Have you been so you're not on the Lensa bandwagon yet
haven't done
doing
the lens. I saw your lens. That look awesome. I haven't
Yeah,
done
it's
it yet.
fun, right? The one
Yeah,
thing
no,
that's
that's
really
pretty cool.
interesting is that it decided to make me a little curvier than I am in certain places, which is
Hey, if it can
hey,
make me a little curvier, I'm all in.
it
Like that's
might be
cool.
able to. I don't know how many of you out there have done Lensa, but it's kind of fun. I would recommend trying it. People are trying to like make it like, oh, there's privacy concerns and like all this other stuff,
If you
but I
don't
think
think
it's
they
fun.
already have all your info, they already do. Another
Yeah.
great one is oh my god. So if you want to cheat at life with AI right now,
Oh,
yeah.
I like cheating. Just kidding.
hmm Chat GPT. You're gonna start hearing about it a little more. It's AI, and basically it's like a chat bot where based on something that was funded years ago for a lot of money. It's worth about 200 billion or something ridiculous. You can say, hey, write me a paper on X topic, and it does what we were describing earlier about enterprise search. It searches all these data points. It comes back and said, hey, here's something I came up for a paper for you to be able to write on this type of topic. So ChatGPT, that's the new hot item other than Lensa.
Chat GBT?
GPT.
GPT. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. All
Mhm.
right. So thank you for being, by the way, my guinea pig for my first guest on my LinkedIn Live. You said you already got what you wanted you picked out what you wanted for Christmas. So that's good.
Well, that's not the only thing I want. Hang on. It's
Oh,
just one
okay.
item. I'm getting
Okay.
some new kicks,
New
stuff like
kicks.
that.
Okay.
Mm.
You know what I asked for?
What?
An air fryer, and I wanted this special shark vacuum moppy thing.
Those are cool. What kind of air fryer are you getting?
I don't know. I
Can
just
I
said
give
I
you a
wanted.
recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay. I just ordered one for a friend of mine. So hang on. Here we go.
Does anyone
Uh,
else want an air fryer? I
if you
can't
want,
believe
this is
I
the
don't
one.
have one.
This is the one, folks. It is the. Sorry for the delay here.
That's okay.
So
We're
it
gonna
is a Ninja Foodie 9-in-1 pressure cooker air fryer with nesting broil rack, 5-quart stainless steel. The best air fryer money can
okay,
buy.
send me the link to it and I'll
I'm gonna
tell my
send it to you.
family that's what I want. But I'm
Yeah.
getting an air fryer and a whip mop. So that's how you know you're in your 40s, okay? So there you go, guys. So I hope you have a great holiday. I'm going to see you again. Thank you for being my first guest. And tomorrow I have Kevin Ardell from Lowenstein Sandler. So that will be fun. So I hope folks will join again. And Jason and I are planning some cool things for 2023. So you'll see us again soon. All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Then follow Jason on LinkedIn, guys.
Bye.